My name is Dorothy Dundas, and I was locked up in 4 different mental institutions, starting when I was 19, and that was in 1960, December 4th of 1960, a Sunday afternoon. At noon, I was locked in. And what happened to me is I was depressed. I got there. They then said I was schizophrenic. They gave me 40 insulin, electric shock treatments, Monday through Friday, starting getting us up at 6 in the morning for 8 weeks, 40 treatments. And they absolutely just crushed me as flat as a pancake. And what I want to say to you is one of the most incredibly empowering moments. Mind you, that was 1960. In 1980, 20 years later, I had a fabulous, fabulous psychiatrist. I've been trying to get my hospital records, and it was really, really hard to get them. Hospitals were not giving them to me. And so, finally, one of the hospitals near where I lived agreed to have me go with him to the hospital and sit in a room with him, and then they would come and check on us. Every 5 or 10 minutes they'd come and check. Driving out there, I told him, you know, I have a briefcase, and you know I'm going to steal these records. I'm not going to go there and read them and just leave them. You know I'm going to steal them. And he said, well, I know. It's okay. So I went out there with my briefcase, and we went into this room. And I wanted those records so badly because I thought that they were like me. They were part of my soul, and somehow if I got them back, that I would discover something about what had really happened back then. I wanted to see what they said about me, because whatever they said, I knew it wasn't true. And so I got in the office with him, and I read them, and then he decided he wanted to go to the bathroom. And so I said, I'm going to the bathroom, and you can do whatever you want with those records. So he went to the bathroom, and because he was commissioner of mental health in Massachusetts, I was nervous that he actually might get into trouble if I took everything. And he was so dear to me, and he was just the best guy. And so what I did is I took every other page, and I put them in my briefcase, so we had something to give back. So they didn't ever know I took every other page. And I picked like the pertinent every other pages. And then it was the most incredibly uplifting experience. And then we drove home. That was 1980. And then in 1991, I was watching TV, the Anita Hill hearings on television, and I was so appalled at what I saw and how she was being treated that I went to the closet. I got out my hospital records, I spread them out all over the bed, and I cut them up in little pieces, and I had this giant black poster board, and over the course of the next 2 weeks, I made this poster. And this poster, which is called Behind Locked Doors, has lots and lots of my hospital records, which I cut out. And as you can see, the needles are red, and some of the more pertinent things are underlined in red. And at the bottom are articles that I wrote for the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald, basically telling my story and how things needed to be changed. And just for one example, what do they say up here? She again asked a number of questions. Let me see. Mental status, examination upon admission revealed the patient to be cooperative, pleasant, but appearing somewhat distant and withdrawn from the examiner. Her affect appeared to be monotonous and somewhat depressed. Patient expressed distrust for people, hostility towards her parents. I mean, they put me there. Why would I not be hostile? But no dramatic secondary psychotic symptoms could be elicited. Diagnostic impression, personality trait disturbance manifested by poorly controlled anxiety, hostility, and guilt. Transient conversion symptoms, depression. And then, I don't know, personality trait disturbance, characterological disturbance. She is quite resistant towards insulin. Patient had her 12th coma today, 320 insulin units. In the psychiatrist's office, she says almost nothing. Now, why on earth would I bother to talk to a psychiatrist who is shocking me? You know, I mean, that's pretty much the story. And I have been fine ever since the day I got out. I mean, that's really all I can say, is that I love this poster. I love every minute that I show it to somebody, and I love every minute that people pay me money, actually, to buy it. That's the end.